who is widely known as a historian in the Tri-States, is now a published author. Faye Dant's book can be found on the shelves of national retailers or right here in the Tri-States in Hannibal. The book is called Hannibal's Invisibles and tells the story of the black community in Hannibal. Dant, who is also the executive director of Jim's Journey, says it's a collection of stories about former and current residents who grew up in Hannibal during a time when African Americans had to fight for their freedom. Dant says over the years she's collected photos and interviewed several of these people.
While it says Hannibal's Invisibles, it's not, well, the story is universal. The story represents life in any small town or even an urban area, because it was all about the struggles and just trying to make things happen and make things work.
Dant says there's still many stories to tell and photos to include. She says she would like to publish another book someday. Well, Independence Day